his name is...
It's John Bunday. It is Friday, 9th of August, and game 25 is beaten, and that is Real Bout Fatal Fury Genesis for the Mega Drive. So this is a homebrew game made, well, it takes the Real Bout Fatal Fury game and ports it to the Mega Drive. Because to make it fit on all different types of flash cartridges, they deliberately kept the size of the ROM under the limit of traditional flash cartridges and not the more expensive ones. So there are some characters missing, but it still looks and plays fantastically. And also it actually includes Mega CD support, so I didn't realise that when I downloaded it and started playing. It's just in the options there was like an MSCU setting, which when I enabled it kicked the Mega CD into life, and so I actually played the game listening to the Jet Set Radio soundtrack, so that's new. Yeah, so I played it because by the time this goes up the video will have already gone live, but for the Razzo's Retro, for the Sean Cup challenge, there was a challenge set by Retro Projections to play the game as Joe and see how far you can get. So yeah, hopefully I wasn't disqualified for using that game, but who knows. Anyway, so yeah, a fantastic port. I mean, I know I never played the original, but I think it's a fantastic port. It looks great, and when I first tried it using the original soundtrack it comes with, yeah, it sounded good as well. But you know, you could take any game soundtrack or any music CD and use that instead if you so desire. So, till next time. It is Saturday, 10th August, and game 26 is beaten. And it is Sonic 2 and Knuckles for the Mega Drive. So, this was for the Retro Martin. He picked Sonic 2 for as time recording the latest Mega Drive challenge. He said that as long as you weren't playing like the Christian Whitehead version, in other words, you know, where you can get into Hidden Pan Zone, which was added into that game because that could then make your score unfair because you have an extra zone that everyone else doesn't have. So as long as you're playing normal Sonic 2, or if you play that version, don't go into Hidden Paz, then you could pick any character you want to play as. And so I decided to play Sonic 2 and Knuckles, you know, because I very rarely do the lock-on. But fun fact, so I have never actually beaten this game legitimately as Sonic, like had the cheat codes thanks to the Sonic the comic. So I would activate Super Sonic, debug menu, level select, all that. So, you know, turn yourself into a ring, 50 rings, then turn into Super Sonic. So I beat Robotic that way. The only time as a kid I ever legitimately beat it was because I didn't own this copy. I had a Sonic compilation, you know, where you have Sonic 1, Sonic 2, and Dr. Robotnik's Mini Beat Machine. This bad boy. This that I got on my Mega Drive. But the problem with that is, if you use that with Sonic and Knuckles, then you only get Blue Sphere. So I borrowed a friend's copy from school of Sonic 2 so I could play as Knuckles. And that was the only way I could ever defeat the Egg Robo at the very end of the game. I could never defeat it as Sonic. I just really struggled to hit the Egg Robo when it lands and goes forward. I could never actually hit him as Sonic. But with Knuckles, when he goes forward, the glide technique would hit. That would work, which is what I did here. So this probably comes out after my challenge video, but I got a game over on the Metal Sonic before Dr. Robotnik, because I haven't actually played this game all the way through since I was a kid, so I've completely forgotten what the pattern was, and so I kept dying to Metal Sonic because I was trying to hit him full square on the head. Nope, the spikes would kill me, If I then try spin attack, that would also kill me. So you have to kind of like be very careful where you hit. And anyway, so yeah, so I got game over. But because I was right by the end and I have 4 continues, I played through and then eventually beat the Egg Robo. But it's funny the fact that my strategy from being a kid is what got me through this now. I mean, you must be able to beat a Sonic. That was the original game. So it's just I've never managed to do it. Maybe I'll give it a try if I ever pick up the Sonic Origins collection or something. But yeah. Anyway, Sonic 2, you know what you're getting for. And fun fact with that story of like when I finally beat the Egg Robo, because I was like bleeding continues and like my hair at the time was annoying me, I ended up getting some scissors and cutting off a bit of it. And my mum was like, "What the heck are you doing?" And I'm like, "This game is annoying me." Well, no, the hair is annoying me while I'm trying to beat this game. But anyway, Sonic 2 and Knuckles. I really am working through them this week. It is Sunday, August 11th, and game 27 is finished, and that is Revengers of Vengeance for the Mega CD. Yes, I said Revengers of Vengeance. So it's a game actually that only came out in Japan and America, but it's one that I've converted to work on PAL Mega CD consoles. I have done one of my conversion videos on it, but when this goes up, it might not have gone live yet because I have such a backlog of those. I piece them out. So yeah. Anyway, so the game is it's a fighting game, like a la Street Fighter, except it has like say arcade or versus modes, but it also has an actual full-blown story mode. So you can pick from one of the 8 characters, I think it is, and there are animated cutscenes, which is quite cool for every single one because they're making use of the CD technology. And then the idea is that the main villain, Venom, in 200 days he's going to take over or destroy the world or whatever. And so it's your job to stop him. But you start off as a lowly level 1 fighter, so you'll get your ass whooped, plus you don't even know where he is. So you need to fight the other characters, and as in literally like Street Fighter fighting the other characters, to gain experience and money so that you can raise your level and also get items to raise your stats as well. So it's definitely an interesting concept, and I think we have other games that do that now, but back in the Mega CD days, it was I think that was really done. To me, I was aware of it back in the 16-bit genre 16-bit era, but no doubt there are people who will say no, there was this game. But to me, it's unique. But yeah, when you're like a low level, before you've properly raised your stats, the AI could be maddening at like just how much it will go up against you. You read to block and raise your defense and raise your attack. Anyway, but it's worth checking out. Like I say, it's one that I converted, so it's on like my archive.org page, and if I haven't uploaded the video, it's uploaded, sorry, if it hasn't gone live yet for Revengers of Vengeance, keep an eye out for it, and there's a link in the description to that. Otherwise, find one of my other Mega CD conversion videos. Follow links in there, and then you'll find like my account, and they're all on there if you want to play it. So, yeah, cool. Till next time. It is Thursday, August 15th, and game 28 is beaten, and that is Zone of the Enders for PS2. This is a game which I heard about before, but never got around to playing. I know that the sequel, this Zone of the Enders 2, has been re-released with like PSVR and like modded 8K graphics or something like that. Anyway, but the first game has never been released for modern consoles. Apparently, got a HD release for the PS3, but I'm playing thanks to emulation the PS2 version. And yeah, this is a game I wish I played as a kid. Someone who like really was into like that mech anime, and I still am, but I don't really watch it too often anymore. But yeah, like I do feel like I'm playing like a Gundam series or Neon Genesis Evangelion without all of the hang-ups that show has. Anyway, yeah, I love like the artistry of the game and also the like I'm pretty certain like on the world map that the music I hear, I'm sure like the person who did that must also have done the dot hack game I played earlier on. So maybe it's the same sound engineer or something, even though it's different companies. Who knows? Anyway, but yeah, if you haven't played this game, it's definitely worth checking out. It didn't take too long to beat. It's like I did it under 5 hours. Like there's rankings, so if you can also get like I believe there might be like additional stuff for the ending. I'm just gonna go to YouTube to see that, but yeah, definitely worth checking out. If you're into like the I guess mech style games, but the combat actually does feel very good. The controls maybe could be slightly better, but more than serviceable, definitely. Yeah, so give it a try. It is September 2nd, but on Sunday, August 18th, I finished game number 29, and that is Zeb's Incursion Order for the book slash web browser. So, back in the 1980s, a range of choose your own adventure books were made based on Nintendo NES games. So I think Zelda might be included, but one of them, which is Metroid, has been fan translated and then a like it's been put online. When I say put online, not the PDF, but they've created an actual via your web browser. So I play on my mobile phone, like a choose your own adventure. Like you press like the hyperlinks or the buttons, and you play through it. This is one that actually really surprised me. This kind of became very addictive. So there are a couple of save points, so you don't lose all your progress if you die, as long as you visit all those save points, which tend to be the lifts. So you can get to those. Like sometimes you may find that you have to go there, save, and then kind of mine for health and missiles. Because one thing that is pretty apparent earlier on is that you need to stock up on missile upgrades, because there are certain times in the game where you will need them, and trying to farm them can be difficult at times. So this because I'm doing this a couple of weeks out. Sorry, I was on holiday up in Scotland, so I didn't get a chance to record it up there. So I'm now doing it. But so it's all text based, but images from the book are also on there, which is great. There's also a map at the bottom that you can look at, so you can see where you are and where you've been. So you might try to figure out where there are hidden rooms, because there are secret passages which you have to access either by, there are a couple that you do have to find upgrade, but the majority you kind of have to keep, if you're doing it on a PC it might be easier, because if you hover your mouse over it you might be able to, the text might kind of come up, but on the phone I was just having to go randomly on the text, hoping that I would find the secret passageway. So I think by the end there were 2 rooms I didn't find, but yeah, it's I mean, don't get me wrong, like it doesn't have like the full mount that say one of the proper games do, but you have a couple of different bosses. There's even a section with the space pirates, after the planet is sorted, or asteroid sort is taken care of. And yeah, it's honestly, I mean, if I try to remember to stick a link into it below, but otherwise if you just Google Metroid Zeb's Incursion Order, and give it a go. I if you leave, so let's say you're doing it on your mobile and you leave it for like an hour, it will probably reset, but it will remember your save file. I don't know if that's the case if you say close the window, the tab. So honestly, I played it over the course of several days, a week. I mean, either way. So by the time, I know, 3-4 days. Anyway, so I kept that tab on my phone, and if I knew that I would have to leave it and make sure I try and get to a save room, because to be fair, you can't, running usually is fine. Don't get me wrong, there were times where you will instead get attacked, but if you need to run through rooms, do it, because otherwise you will just bleed health until you're more leveled up. Well, I say leveled up, there's no levels, as in you've got more equipment, better firepower. So yeah, it's definitely worth, running is your friend, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, definitely give it a try. So Till next time. It is Tuesday, September 3rd, and game 31 is finished, and it is Alien Storm on the Mega Drive. So this game was picked for the Mega Drive Challenge. I never played before. I heard about it, but never really wanted to play it, I guess. But I'm really glad I did. I actually had a lot of fun with this. If you haven't tried it before, pretty much aliens invade Earth, and you have a gun to shoot them. And yeah, it's the gameplay is so imagine kind of like Golden Axe, but with aliens and guns. But also then there are sections where it's like 3D kind of shooting at the screen, and with the enemies kind of trying to jump towards you, and those sections are really fun as well. And also some endless runner or auto runner bits where you're shooting what's coming towards you while you're running along. And yeah, it's has some like difficulty options, and like there's an energy bar for like your gun, so you can change like how quickly that drains as well with any options. But honestly, if you haven't tried it before, give it a go. It's definitely worth a play. So yeah, I'm glad I tried it, and thanks RetroMart for picking it for the challenge. It is Friday the 13th. Ooh, and Voodoo Vince remastered for the PC has been beaten, which is game number 33. I don't think I had that game. Anyway. So, I will be splitting this review discussion into two parts, and I'll make this the last one. So if you want to miss the spoilers, then yeah, that'll be separate. So, Voodoo Vince was originally an Xbox exclusive, OG Xbox exclusive 3D platformer collectathon. So just to give a bit of background, so my sister had an N64, so played like Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Love them, great collectathons. But, never had a PlayStation, so I did not play like Spyro or Crash Bandicoot. So I can't compare this game to those games. This game I'm playing because it has been, it was picked on the wheel for the Club 52 monthly challenge. So hopefully this comes out after we do the live stream. I really hope, where we would have gone like in depth on it, and it would have been like what I'm gonna say would have been spoiled anyway. So, but in case you didn't watch that, okay. So this game, like I started. Okay, so this is Friday, and I started the game on Monday, and I like every spare moment I could play, I was playing it. Like I was like slightly addicted to it just because I was hopefully having fun. I think I was. So yeah, okay, you play a voodoo doll who's been like brought to life because your mistress has been captured, so you need to go and rescue her. So you need to go through various like platforming areas to go and rescue her, and there's stuff to collect along the way. Each area is own like self-contained level as such, so some of them might not be very large, but there might be like platforming bits to do, and then you can move on to another section and so forth. And there are several worlds is not the right word, but like, and I don't really want to say, okay, I could say levels, and there's several different sections within the level. Like for example, it's like the streets where your mistress's shop is there, and there's also like a bayou. There's also like a carnival, things like that. So, and then like sections within those. You pretty much you don't have much of the way of attacks. You can either like spin, attack into enemies, or punch them, or jump and then slam down. You can collect voodoo powers, but it's the same like. They're all the same in the sense of same type of damage, which is it will just kill all enemies within the area of effect as long as it's not a boss. But there is a way to collect different ones. Besides, an achievement in the remaster is because the different animation. Otherwise, if you do the same attack every time, it's the same animation every time. So each one is a form of like death for the voodoo doll. Like one of them is like a 1930s like mobster kind of being gunned down. So like an old 1930s car drives up and you're like drive by, and or another ones where a cow like lands on you and things like that. So it's to give you a bit of variety with using the attack. So all the collectibles in the game are just, for nothing. They do something. Like there's 3 types. There is the zombie dust, which when you collect 100 of them gives you an extra like health thing. There are the voodoo powers, like I said, give you different animation. And then there's also these like tarot cards, which when you collect all of the ones in a section, then a skull appears, which you have to follow until it stops, and then you can collect it, and that gives you an extra voodoo power bit, so like bar as such. So the more of those you collect, the more powers you can do, because when you punch an enemy, they drop orbs which fill up that bar. So so as I was going through the game, I was just 100%ing the different collectibles in that area, because when you pause, it will show you like what collectibles there are and how many are still left to find, which is great. And actually what is quite nice is during the crypt level, you can get it's just given to you like as soon as you start a certain section, a power up which allows you, when you go into first person view, to see all of the collectibles still to be found on the level. You just like makes the actual terrain duller and you can see the collectibles more brighter, which Psychonauts 2 would actually then do as a update after the game was released, because people were struggling with their collectibles. And actually when I started the game, I probably should have said this earlier on, I said in the Club 52 chat that when I started playing this, I got serious Psychonauts but also Grim Fandango vibes. So Grim Fandango is a LucasArts point and click. This is not a point and click, but if you've played that game, the art style of it, it's like that. But then also, because Psychonauts is made by I know who it is, but the name escapes me right now. But came from LucasArts, but which is like, it's that style of gameplay, but it also has that kind of like collectible nature and all that kind of stuff. So that's why. So I think those are probably. Well, Psychonauts came out in the same console generation as Voodoo Vince, so I can't really say whether or not it would have been an inspiration. I mean, it could have been, but same console generation. I don't know what years they came out, but anyway, so yeah. Okay, so generally, yes, I think it's a game that's definitely worth playing. It's an Xbox, was an Xbox exclusive, but has also been released on PC because I play it on Steam. You can't get it on PlayStation, I'm afraid. So you can either buy the Xbox original, or I think you can get on Xbox Live or whatever, but also on Steam. So, if you don't want spoilers, then stop here. I was really having a lot of fun, because I was not going to have a single drink tonight, because I was like, oh, I haven't got another bowl of whiskey, it's fine, I'm okay. But this game, I need to finish the game. I had all the achievements up till the final achievement. So, I was in the area before the final boss. The final area before the final boss is a carnival bit. And so you have to reactivate some generators and then all the rides reactivate. But just getting through one bit of the rides, I just kept failing it over and over. I eventually did it, it's fine. Okay, but I'm thinking, I'm spending too much time on this. Like, the rest of the game hasn't taken this much time to get over a bit of terrain, in effect. I got through it, it's fine. Then we got to the final boss. Oh boys. Okay, so the final boss is actually technically 2 different sections, which is great, because if you had to do all this in one go, Jesus Christ. So, okay, the final boss is a giant robot. Initially, you have to immobilize the robot. Not too hard. Then you have to start climbing the robot. And this is, yeah, some of... I feel like the designers went, well, the platforming hasn't been too bad up till now. And they thought, fuck it, fuck the player. If they want to beat this game, they have to prove their worth. Up till now, it's not that you can coast through the game. But, you know, if you had a scale of difficult platforming, the game up till this point, a 5? And this is probably where it's like a 10. Like, I feel like the requirements just kind of went through the roof. So, because what is annoying is, if you get knocked down, your choice is either to like to glide down so you can land safely, but then you have to climb back up, or you die, and if you have reached a certain like checkpoint, you can respawn as long as you still have lives. If you have no lives left, game over, back to the beginning of that. Yeah, not to be fair, if once you've immobilized the boss, it will if you get game over, as long as you mobilize the boss, it will take you back to that point. You have to remobilize it, so that is good. But yeah, so it was a case of like it took ages, and I thought this would be it, you know. But once you climb up this robot, then you have a plane section, which in itself wasn't too bad. But it's like, okay, I do not want to have to repeat all the below bit. But then there's another section, which is inside the head of the robot, and oh Jesus Christ, oh, like I haven't been like this since Life on Earth, the Mega Drive game. Watch the previous 52 Roundup video for that, which started with me going. Yes, there is a invisible timer in there because there is like a whirlpool that is slowly creeping up. Yeah, what I thought would not take too long to beat the game, because when I like switched to like 9:30 in the evening, I thought, oh, I'll be done by 10. I started recording this at 11:30. Don't get me wrong, I definitely enjoy Voodoo Vince. It's just I feel like this game wanted you to prove that you are worthy of seeing the credits, which is a shame, because up to that point, it felt like the game was designed towards when the game would be released, OG Xbox, it would have been designed towards maybe those who were a bit, well, when I say younger, I don't mean like children, like under 10s as such, but like those who maybe not be that great at 3D platformers. But for the final boss, you've got to be good at this shit. So I don't know, it just seems a bit like the designers kind of changed the demographic suddenly, where they were aiming. But still. Anyway, so Free Events. I'm glad I completed it, and I even got all the achievements. So, but I just wish the final boss, like, I was like sweating like high on control, like, or actually no, because I was doing here like, yeah. So, well, I mean, I don't know if I had this kind of like reaction on the live stream, but who knows? Anyway, till next time. Yes. Onwards with the game.